Hello, students. I'm going to talk you through the different elaboration techniques that we've been practicing this year to remind you, first of all, what they are, and second of all, how to write them. So first we have specific powerful nouns and verbs. This is when writers change nouns and verbs to be more specific and powerful so that readers can picture what's happening in the story better. For example, instead of saying the word said, you might say the word screamed, or instead of asked, you might say demanded to make it more specific and powerful. So if you're writing, what you want to do is find a noun or verb that's too general or boring. You can look up synonyms using a thesaurus online, and then you change the word and highlight it red. Internal thinking is the speech of a character to himself or herself or themselves. He hears it, and the reader hears it, but other characters have no idea what's going on in his head. And writers use this to give the reader insight that the reader can't get from watching a character's actions from the outside. Plus, internal thinking makes the reader feel involved and invested in the character. It's fun to listen in to a character's thoughts. What you want to make sure you do, though, is only reveal thoughts and inner dialogue that advance the plot. Okay, we don't need to hear everything, just the good stuff. So what you might want to do is ask yourself first, where is a place in the story that I could add what my character is thinking or feeling? Number two, how will that help the reader? Number three, add the thoughts, feelings, and reactions. And then number four, you'd highlight it orange. And here's a blurry poster, but these are some ways you might start the sentences. I feel, I felt, I wonder, I thought, I noticed, etc. Then we have sensory details. Just remember that's the 5 senses. So sight, sound, smell, taste, and touch. Sensory details really help the reader feel like they're there with you. They're descriptive. They describe how we experience the world. So you don't just say, I smelled something. You describe the smell. You don't just say, I saw something. You describe what you saw. Same with the sound, the feel, or the taste. So first you read your draft. Then second you would ask yourself, what places could benefit from more description to help the reader picture what's going on? Which of the 5 senses could you use to describe in that place? And then add it and highlight it yellow. Here's a kind of a blurry couple of posters again with descriptions of sight, sound, touch, taste, and smell. And then some good questions to help you think of how to add those details. So if you need to pause the video here, you sure can. Comparisons, that's just when you are comparing one thing to another, and that's a great way to add description. So first you would just find a place where you need more description. Think about the qualities of the things you want to describe, and then what could you compare it to that has a similar quality, and highlight it green. Okay? Finally, we have dialogue, and that's just when characters are talking in the story out loud. So you would find a place that would be a good place for a conversation between 2 characters. Write the conversation. And then you got to remember all those rules. So quotation marks go around what's being said out loud. You should put a comma between the dialogue and the rest of the sentence. Punctuation is always on the inside of the quotation marks. And then press enter each time a new person is speaking. It's just easier to read that way and highlight it blue. Okay? So those are the elaboration techniques, a little review. Good luck. Have fun.